Okay, today I want to discuss about a very sad and scary thing that is happening in Singapore. And I'll be talking about vapes. Drug-infused vapes. Also known as K-pods. Have you guys heard of it before?
The one that Joseph keep taking or?
Yes.
Caught on camera already.
Remember that time we were eating at Sengkang?
Wow.
That was like, that guy was like sitting down,
Trembling and all.
drooling, then pouring the beer like
Yes.
what the
That's
hell?
scary.
Oh my god.
That was, I think, before we know of K-pods,
Yeah,
right? We were
yeah.
like, what the hell is he on, right? Then after that, it got like trendier and stuff. Then we like, oh. We all know lah. So for those who don't know, it contains medical anesthetic such as Etomidate, phencyclidine, or ketamine. And it gives the user a short euphoric feeling. And some of the side effects include shivering, stuttering, uncontrollable spasm, and even hallucination. So before we discuss, I want to show you guys some videos of users using the drug-infused vapes.
So blatantly, yeah.
You can see that he's shaking. This one. Okay.
Wow, in the middle of the road leh.
He fall down also, you see,
yeah.
the knee.
Should have just left in there.
Okay. And then this is more of a severe case.
The hell? Wah. Oh, oh, it's a next level ni.
Check.
First, I didn't know she was on K-pop or something else.
Okay, so this one, right, it is phencyclidine, which is a stronger kind of anesthetic. Yeah, so the ones in Singapore, I believe it's Etomidate. A lot of them contains Etomidate, which is same group but a different kind of onset.
Intensity.
Yeah, intensity. So after seeing the videos, right, what do you guys think and how do you feel?
I feel if government need to ban this, cannot blame them already, no. Because like so many, actually I saw someone like very young boy just opposite my house, right? I think they are like what 18, 19 only, you know, shaking all and then like wow, like in a mess, basically in a mess, like and it was
In broad
day-
daylight.
Yeah, broad daylight. It was like 11
Yeah, that
a.m.
girl or just now.
Yeah, and he was just like that, like doing some stuff like that. Then I tried to take video, but I was so scared that they never really take much. Yeah.
Some must go jail one, I feel.
Yeah. Rehab and jail.
Okay. So the real reason why I want to talk about this, right, is also because of what you mentioned. It's scary, right, how the youths are getting affected by this. Because most of the K-pods are sold on telegrams. And who uses telegram? The youths. So recently, a 13-year-old girl was caught vaping and acting erratically outside the state courts.
She chose the best spot.
Outside the state courts, right? And when HSA raided her home, they found vape pods that are laced with Etomidate. 13-year-old, no. Another very recent case where a taxi driver picked up two boys aged around 15 to 17. They were vaping inside his car and were mumbling and seemed very dizzy. So the driver also overheard the boys saying that this guy was actually, they're on their way to collect K-pods. And no one is because it's very very trendy nowadays lah. Okay, he straight away drive to the police and
I
handed them
read
over.
that he happened to see a TP,
TP,
on the way
yeah.
or something like that straight away.
Yeah, straight away just stop because he wanted to drive them to the center, but then got TP. Okay lah, so he just hand them over.
Good.
Yeah. So the thing is, right, after reading into all these like occurrence and stuff, right, I want to discuss if whether Singapore is doing enough to curb this. Because the penalty of vapes is a fine up to 2,000, and for drug-laced vapes like Etomidate, which is classified under the Poison Acts in Singapore, if caught, users are fined up to 2 years and or fine up to $10,000. So do you guys remember the idea of the scale which we brought up during our discussion of the Nagendran's case? Yeah, we talk about the deterrence or death penalty. So on the scale 1 basically is will never take drugs or traffic drugs, and 10, no matter the consequences, they will take and traffic drugs. I feel that in this case of K-pods, right, youths who are 4 to 5 might try K-pods, and as this is a very addictive substance, right, it might be a gateway drug to a lot more drugs. So due to the accessibility, lack of control over the digital market, and how it affects your society because youths are involved now, right? Is the deterrence from the punishment still considered fair? What do you think?
2 years, 10K, okay lah, I feel.
So that's why the deterrence is not high enough lah.
I mean it's
Oh,
fair.
you feel it's fair. Okay.
10K for one pot, yeah. That means the people, right, it should be considered as a drugs.
Yeah, it is taken as a drug lah.
Yeah, so like you have to go through like the rehab and all. 2 years lah. I don't know what's the maximum. Maybe if you have like
I assume this is the first time case, right?
I don't know the tier lah, but because a lot of times when they put out like all this stuff like penalty and stuff, right? A lot of times
First
they
time
will not
offender
receive
lah.
the maximum.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even if let's just say the maximum, is it really enough? A lot of youths are taking it, no, and youths are a very important portion of the society, which that's why I feel, is it really enough?
Actually, I would want to redirect this a little bit towards the different side. Because now you're saying that the deterrent should on the people who are consuming, right? I feel it should work on those people who are trying to import this.
That one already happens.
Yeah.
No, but okay. The thing is, right, when you bring in K-pods, right, it's not considered as drugs. Right?
The Etomidate, I'm not sure, but if
Vape
there
is
is
under.
like
Ketamine.
ketamine involved, confirm is taken as your
Really,
trafficking.
So
Yeah,
you see,
so-
that's why, right? Sorry, so that's why, right? Other countries like China and stuff, right? They use phencyclidine, they use ketamine. Nowadays, the masses, right? They are using Etomidate laced because it's considered poison. Yeah, not drugs. This
So they kind of found a loophole also lah.
Yeah.
That's why I think that should be considered as drugs. So that those people that bring in vapes or what sell
Hang.
vapes hang bro. That means
Stone.
because one pot only they sell by pots one pot. One pot already died because the weight is
MC
the weight didn't go.
Somebody gonna die today.
I think an interesting point that was raised is a lot of people who are for vape, they say that this is their way to get away from smoking, and they understand the negative, harmful effects of smoking. They haven't fully understood vape, but they assume that vaping is better, right? So to get away from this, let's get this lesser evil. But now, because this lesser evil is so prevalent and there are additional components to it, you're not just suffering from the smoking part, you're suffering from potential of getting into drugs also.
Exactly.
So that's way worse than just smoking.
Like, I'd rather you smoke now.
And one more thing, I believe like taking drugs, right, there must be some shiokness, right?
Okay.
Confirm, right? Obviously, right? Like
Okay.
you know, like you ever see
Sad druggy.
Hey, I'm crying, keep crying.
drugs and
like Snoop Dogg is always happy, yeah.
But he only takes weed, man. He doesn't take the hard drugs.
Yeah, okay, so like drug or like they sneeze then they party or they damn happy, right? So that but there's this euphoria, there's this like extra energy that is getting right. All the videos that you show, right?
Yeah,
People are
okay, it's like-
suffering,
okay, you see,
Post ecstasy crash.
it's the same thing as why people take heroin, they will not, they take crack and stuff, right? We see like you enjoy, man. You are like hanging half the times, yeah. But as the user, they are feeling euphoric.
She fall face first into the basket.
At that point of time, this is you cannot control it. It's just you are lightheaded. You like that feeling, and like who enjoys like shaking and not even be able to talk, right? But as the user, right, whatever you describe, that is why they take. It's because it's euphoric.
I want to know, right, who is the creator for vape? Okay, vape, I'm not sure yet, but the creator for this kind that they put in.
Okay, from what I heard, this actually was in the market very, very long already. But it was popular in China.
Oh, China.
So China, then it moves to Malaysia. So in Malaysia, right, it's known as Piao Piao.
Oh, like the girl, lah, right?
Piao Piao or magic mushroom, where it's phencyclidine laced vapes, and then they just brand it in different ways.
Because I've seen videos of Malaysian boys, they wear uniform, they vape wear. And it's not the normal, it's also those,
this type-
yeah.
yeah. So
and
the-
I
you
feel,
can-
shit.
Yeah, so you can see that it slowly crosses
The lower age.
to the country, borders by border, and then now it's in Singapore. It is so prevalent now that it's scary. You go and read the news, right? Everywhere is K-pods related articles, and a lot of them are youths, and most of them they are taking in public, not giving a damn about the environment. Yeah.
Just now, right, you mentioned, right, you want to crack down on the seller, right? I know what is a good punishment. You got see the Malay guy that bashed the guy.
Wow.
You sell, take the pots.
Release him from jail.
That's your job already.